Case management is actually linked very closely to data walls and instructional books. The data walls actually give you the information about which students, which faces of the students you need to focus in on. The data wall helps staff come together to look at the data in a collective way, in a collaborative way, and really discerning what pieces of data are going to tell them something about the students, and then how are you going to progress, how are you going to monitor progress, which is a really critical issue. Once we've identified the student from the data wall, what we do, we set up a case management. And the case management is an opportunity to bring together the collective knowledge of the school. And we would bring all the information that we have about that student. It would be the learning information, so that we'd be looking at work samples, what the child's doing in class. There would be any assessments that they've actually been doing, and we'd bring those to the session. The purpose of the case management is to focus on the learning and see if you can focus on what the problem is, and using the expertise around the table to build the knowledge base of going forward of what to do with this student. A student could come to a case management several ways. The teachers have identified that the student is stuck and not making progress, and we're not just talking about students that aren't learning, they're kids or students that are at the top end and aren't making the progress as well. What we also have is the capacity for a teacher to self-nominate, that I've got a student in my class that I'm stuck on. They're not going in the direction. So it's a really great opportunity for a teacher to be able to say, I'm having trouble with this student and their learning, not trouble in a behaviour way, I'm actually having trouble how to make progress with this student. And what it does, it gives that teacher an opportunity to put it on the table. The thing that happens in case management also is that if you include other teachers there, it's actually a capacity building process, so that other teachers, they might be listening and joining in about the student that on this day is on the table. But the reality is there could be well and truly another student in their class who has similar problems, and the teacher's saying, aha, I can use that with Mary as well as Billy. So it's a capacity building process. When we have a case management, we're very clear about bringing the student, who is the student, bringing the learning agenda. We don't focus on the behaviour of the student. We really want to focus on what's happening with this student, their learning. We want the teacher to have confidence that they can take some next steps, and then we must check in regularly every 2 weeks to see how it's going. Then we can see what the progress the student is making.